want to share with you guys how I think men are super dangerous for society. I think they are going to damage so many of us, including just women in general.
I am a menace. Keep me around. What's good, YouTube? Back here with another video. Before we get into the video, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Also follow me on Instagram, follow me on my Twitch, and if you want to see gaming reactions,
I got one of them goddamn legs over here. Here you go.
you can follow me on my main channel. And let's get into it.
I feel like they are
Wrong. You are dangerous. In fact, you might be the most dangerous thing. Here's why. What she said was, men are dangerous and will hurt women. Now, she doesn't mean all men. She means only the men who she believes to have power over her in her country, presumably the United States from her accent. And we know that she's not talking about all men because she would never say something so unkind about, for example, illegal immigrants who are not dangerous. She can correct me herself if I got that wrong. Here's a map of travel safety by country. See all these different colors? Green is a top score, although that was in 2013. Here's an updated map. Most dangerous countries for women 2024. Darker is safer. United States, doing pretty
But I don't think people realize, especially like traveling overseas, like shit is way different. Like way different. You can't. It's a lot of luxuries you get living in America.
good. And typically, the men who live in a country.
And that's just not even just like a gender thing. That's a gender, race, like that's anything. Like if you travel, like it's especially if you're a person that travels a lot, like you understand, like there's a lot of privileges that you get from being in America. One of them is safety.
Country tend to protect the women who live in a country from anybody outside the country. That's how things go. So when she says that men being in power is dangerous, it's not just false, it's anti-true. It's the opposite of true. But she doesn't care about that. She doesn't even believe what she's saying. This is just a power game that she's playing. It's kind of like when women call each other tens even though they don't believe it, and they're basically saying, oh, you're so beautiful all the way down there. Keep acting like a 10 so you're not competition for me. Men tend to seek power through open, direct competition. They just say, this is the power I have, and then they clash. Women, on the other hand, tend to seek power by playing nice on the outside and being self-protective through strategies like appearing to be a victim. Women will often accuse men of hurting them or being about to hurt them so that everybody dog piles on those men and takes their power away, which then becomes her power. And even though this video is terribly low quality, it is also persuasive. It causes people to agree with her, which then leads to a group strategy of women all over the internet agreeing to say that men are bad and dangerous in order to take their power away, despite that they are doing a relatively good job. Persuasion is one of my favorite topics. It's all
I think all this really comes back down to like people need to get off the internet. People just need to get off the internet and go outside and touch grass. I'm gonna keep saying this. I've said this multiple times, but like I'm gonna keep saying it. Motherfuckers need to go outside and touch grass, bro, because the shit that y'all see on the internet is not happening in real life.
all about using conscious strategies to influence the subconscious. Let's start with this one. I'll go through her video step by step to show why she's the problem.
I'm autistic and I am so tired of men.
Wow, let's file that in the no one asked folder. Next to astrological signs and pronouns, there's autism and hating men and who you want me to vote for. TikTok has a lot of that kind of stuff in it and not a lot else. So why am I making
Which
this?
is crazy thing, because I don't even be on TikTok like that. I don't even be on TikTok. So it's like I wouldn't know like half the shit that goes on TikTok just because I don't entertain this shit.
Video if it's not important, because these things become important when people pay attention to them. And that's what TikTok is. It's an attention ruiner. I got a lot of mileage out of this one. The way it works is that you see something on your phone and it makes you go rawr because negative emotions make people respond more than positive ones. And then you project the rawr onto whatever thing it is that you think is making you feel that way. And then sometimes you take an action, which is how engagement farming works. It's making people mad enough to go, what can I do about this situation? And you either might leave a comment or, in her case, make another video that says, man bad. And of course, at no point does she question whether this fits into the world that she wants to create or whether this is the right thing to do. So what else is in here?
I have a message I want to share with you guys. I want to share with you guys how I think men are super dangerous for society. I think they are going to damage so many of us, including just women in general.
So I put those in feelings and opinions. Men are dangerous and men will hurt women. Now, those might sound like objective claims because it is a fact that some men are dangerous and hurt a lot of things all the time. And it's a statistical certainty that some men will at some point in the future hurt some women. But the reason it's not a fact or an objective claim, what you said, is because there's just no details, like how many men do we need to worry about? What percentage of the set
He does
of
an
men
amazing job breaking
are
this stuff
dangerous?
down, man.
Is it different from population to population? Are there different kinds of men that are more or less dangerous that we need to worry about? What about compared to women? What about the damage that women do? Because remember, you're doing damage right now by spreading bad attitudes on the internet that make women lash out at men, and then that hurts men, and then that makes them lash out. And, what about quantifying it? Is the damage that men do going up or down? Or you didn't really include any of this. You just sort of said,
Nah, he's going crazy right now. I'm not gonna lie, he's going crazy right now. He does a very good job at explaining this stuff, like very good job. I just don't think that people realize, like, the more you put out there, the more negativity you put out there, the more you're harming people, regardless of it. But regardless if it's true or not, like, let's just say, like, if you start up a rumor about somebody, that's still, even though it's false and it's not true at all, you're still hurting that person by starting a rumor because they're receiving negativity for something that they didn't do, or they're getting their reputation destroyed for something that they didn't do. So either way, if you're putting out negativity, either way, man or women, if you put out negativity, you're affecting somebody, you're still hurting somebody.
man bad. Got any more feelings?
I feel like they are not.
And it doesn't change
supportive
nothing. It doesn't
of
help the
women's
situation out
rights
one
and who we
bit.
are.
Okay, similarly, no evidence for this one. She even keeps saying I feel, which is helpful. I'm just gonna put this here in case she says a fact at some point. She's not even defining what women's rights are or giving examples of supporting who they are, whatever that means.
I feel like they are taking over our country and it's a men's world right now.
Whoa, that's a pretty wacky one. They are taking over our country? Am I a they? Am I
What does that even
invading
mean?
a...
What does that even mean? like, who does that even mean, bro? Like, they are taking over our country. They're saying she's saying men are taking over their country, but the country was founded off of men taking over somebody else's land. So that would imply that we essentially are getting taken over by another group of men. Essentially, that's what it would imply. But who's doing that? Like, who is doing that? And even still, it's just like, bro, like, what are we even talking about here?
America right now? That would be so embarrassing. Let's just put a they over there. And then she says that it's a men's world right now. And I gotta say, as long as we're doing feelings, it doesn't feel like it is. This went viral recently. I sent 100 applications as a man and a woman. It's much better being a woman. And that's not exactly science, but it is a lot closer than anything you said. So apparently, this guy works in computer science, and he took his CV and changed the name to a female name. And then he applied to jobs with his real name, waited a while, and applied with the female name. Out of 100 applications, his male name got 7 responses, and out of 100 applications, his female name got 45. That's 650% more likely. He even
That's
tried looking for working
crazy.
class jobs, and he got almost 9 times more responses. And this is more than 4 years old, and things have gotten worse. So since we're doing feelings, you started it, that feels like the last 20 years of my life. And some people might argue that the kind of job you can get is the primary determinant of how much of the world is yours. I checked around, and other men feel it too. They feel being very much not in control. About this many in less than a year, and these on Instagram.
I ain't gonna lie, he kind of flexed on us, okay. Like he just had to throw that shit out. He said, he threw the promo out there, joint, but like it was smooth as hell. I ain't gonna lie.
This actually took 2 weeks. So do our feelings matter or just yours? Not that we need feelings when there are national hiring experiments that reveal a 2-to-1 preference for women. And here's a diversity study from LinkedIn saying that women are 16% more likely than men to get hired after applying to a job. 18% if it's a senior role. Doesn't feel like a man's world to me. What else you got?
And I do not feel like men should be in control. I feel like the reason why we're in so many issues right now is because men have been in control.
So then issues come from men being in control. Okay, so according to you, let's fit that in here, according to feminism in general, men have been in control since the beginning of time, and they have been oppressive to everyone. And only recently, women have gotten freedom, and everything is going to get better forever. It's not true, it's a lie. Reality is a lot more complicated, but that is what all feminists say all the time. So if men have been in control since caveman times, here's another stupid fantasy about women hunting woolly mammoths from this piece of shit. And then we started gradually living in tents, and then castles, and then apartments, and now the world looks like this. Then where did all this stuff come from? Didn't it happen when men were in control?
It's I kind of have a theory about it. It's more so like, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. There's some women are smart as shit. Like they play the game to a T. Like smart as hell. Like to me, I feel like they waited to the world, not even the world, like the society and everything got to a point where it was so safe and so automated, industrialized, like to the point where you no longer needed men for safety, protection, all that, and you didn't need them for resources and all that. And they just said, all right, cool, we gone. Fuck y'all, we gone. Shit's smooth. This is the easiest peaceful time in history. Oh yeah, bye. We never needed y'all in the first place. It's just cool, which is cool. It's very smart by them. I will give you your flowers to that. That's very, very smart. That's like, you know what that is to me? That's like when somebody do you a favor, right? And you go ahead, you know, you play the role all the way up till you get what you want, and then you start talking shit. After you got what you wanted, then you start talking shit. Like that's really what they did. Which I'm not gonna lie, I can't blame them. That's smart as hell. Cause if they tried this shit anytime earlier, like when it was extremely dangerous and people was getting killed by natural disasters, animals, all types of stuff, like other humans, like it'd be catastrophic if they did it just a step early. They waited at the perfect time to be like, oh fuck y'all.
Control? Have you ever been up the Space Needle? It's
I'll give y'all credit for that.
It's the opposite of having issues. So what are you even talking about? You've got no facts and you can't even get your feelings straight. We're taking over, but we already took over, and it was bad before, but it's bad now, even though it's good now because you're getting freedom, but you don't have freedom because it's our world, even though you have all the advantages. This is all, crap. This is babbling idiocy. So why am I talking about it? Because the fact that it's stupid doesn't mean that it's not popular. That did better than it should have. Look at this crap. Can you imagine? Over here is a girl celebrating being mean to a guy who's...
What did I just say? Hold up. Yeah, I don't be on TikTok. Me after giving my boyfriend the most out-of-pocket and cool attitude, even when he treats me like an absolute princess. This is why I don't be on TikTok, cause
being mean to a
man,
guy who's good to her. 4.8
4.8
million.
million
Absolute
for that. You know what? Actually, I can see it. I definitely can see it because like I can see it. Yeah, it's way too many women that act like that. I can see it like full circle. So I can see why it has so many views. That makes sense.
brain rot. This is the quality of what most people send me on TikTok. That one looks pretty good. I can kind of tell from looking by now. So there's a lot of low quality content getting pumped out really fast, and a lot of it is persuasive. Here's Win Bigley again on short form. The basics are that we all think we're enlightened, and people who disagree with us just need better facts, but in reality, we make decisions first, more irrationally than we realize, and then we rationalize them later. So here
Which
are
is
some
such a dangerous thing that people do. Like, it's such a dangerous. That's also why we have had all the conflicts throughout history. Like, and even to this day, it may not be like wars, but it could be social attacks. It could be isolations, all types of stuff. Because people literally just make irrational decisions and like, okay, I need to justify why I made these irrational decisions. That way I don't feel bad. Bro, if you really think about this, like really think about this, some of the most heinous acts in human history, some of the craziest genocides in human history have that same plight of thinking. Oh, we're just gonna kill off a bunch of people. Oh, why are we doing this? Let's find a reason to justify this. Oh, let's just say because they're bigger and stronger and they could be a threat to us, even though whole time they're peaceful. They've been trying to help out and they're peaceful and very, I can't think of the word, but they're very peaceful people and they're not very aggressive, but they're bigger. But to us, we see them as threats because they're big and stronger. So that justifies us killing millions of them people. Like, do you not see like how that literally is the plot of heinous acts throughout time? Like, people have justified some of the most craziest shit with that mindset, bro. And like, you think, and people don't even realize it. Like, they don't even realize it's going on. Like, at no point in time do they think like, okay, what are the actions of the other people given us that has rightfully established that we need to think like this? Because if you think about it, and then you're like, oh, go through their actions. Well, they invited us in our country. They treated us nicely. They showed us resources and how to culminate them. They gave us very good hospitality. They never once was aggressive to us. You start thinking like that, you're like, but why are we killing them? Or why are we doing this, that, and the fourth? Why are we doing all this bad stuff to them? Because people already had a predisposed decision made in their head, and they were going to stick to it regardless. And they just needed one little quarrel, one little small little thing to justify that action.
objective claims for you. I put them in blue for boys. Low quality content is more popular than ever, and feelings are persuasive. They change people's minds. So that means that content like this, me giving my boyfriend a cruel attitude when he treats me like a princess, look at her go, uses feelings to convince people of horse shit like this and this. Combine that with scrolling through TikTok, and your brain just doesn't have time to think about things on a rational level. You're just going feeling swipe. You're having reflexes and impulses.
That's a great
and like
chart.
it or not, those are programming you. And they are having this effect on the world. They see the video, it gives them a feeling, they project it onto the world, and they have a reaction. Some of the reactions are to make more videos, which then are seen by more people, causing more feelings, more projections, and more reactions, some of which are videos. And they are full of ass-backwards, opposite from the truth lies like these. And that's one of the primary ways that women get power, by making shit up. while looking nice
That's
on the
true.
outside. And that's what is actually dangerous. You are telling harmful lies to convince mass numbers of women and weak and fearful men and other Democrats of the direct opposite of the truth, which might have something to do with this. Among young Americans aged 18 to 29, the men are maintaining a stable political orientation, while the women are getting more liberal, which often looks like this. Man bad is just a part of the Democratic platform at this point, and that's despite the fact that man obviously not bad. Man doing a pretty good job compared to some places.
I do not think men should continue to be in control of anything. I think men being in control of our country and the system is very dangerous for our country and the system moving forward. So I will
Just roll
continue
the shit
to
out
keep
of eyes.
speaking out and keep sharing messages.
Please don't. Please stop sharing. And if not for me, then at least do it for the Peace and Security Index.
To Morocco, I got pretty women showing titties like I'm Flacco. I came in a hot top, I'm still in the drop.